Very warm welcome to all of you joining us right now. Welcome to the eISL, powered by Coca-Cola, associate sponsor Hero, with esports partner Nodwin, gaming platform partner PlayStation, and digital collectible partner Terra Virtua. My name is Warren Super Johnny John. I'm going to be your host, and ladies and gentlemen, we are just about to begin an exciting matchup, the low bracket finale, which will decide who gets to represent their club in the grand finals happening tomorrow. And joining me on the desk right now, ladies and gentlemen, are two very special personalities that you guys have been watching and hearing their voices throughout the past league stages of the eISL. Azim, Fixes, welcome to the show once again, guys. And now we are here, low bracket finals. What do you guys have to say?
Man, it's getting sadder and sadder because now with every match somebody has to go home. I mean, we saw SC East Bengal having to go home. We saw them packing their suitcase also outside. No, we didn't. But now it's FC Goa, who we've been watching the boys sitting very silently outside in the studio, getting their heads back in the game after a heartbreaking loss, you'd have to say, on penalties, the only penalty shootout we've had. And Chennaiyin FC now riding that wave of confidence after that clutch win from Nodwin, guaranteed them this slot over here. And I mean, in these kind of games, form goes out of the window, I would say. I mean, the momentum, yes, and the sadness, yes. But I think it's just about now switching on that console, getting your hands on that controller and just getting into that zone, and whoever can do it can win it.
You know, one really interesting trivia that we do have is the fact that Nodwin was absolutely oblivious that he had another game to play.
Oh, yeah.
So this was just a chat with him outside. He was like, Fixes, I do not know. I have a game number 3 coming up for myself to play, and I do not know how I'm going to perform because right now both these teams, of course, we do know FC Goa coming after a very haunting defeat that they would want to forget, and Chennai and FC all on those highs. But we have seen all that being thrown out of the window, so anything is possible in this encounter.
Anything is possible because the lads will be under immense pressure. There's a lot on the line. We talked about how winning this game can take you to the grand finals, but also being in the grand final grants you the opportunity to compete for the prize money. That is like 70 lakh rupees for the entire eISL. But if you win that last game, you get 15 lakhs.
And you get to be on TV.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that happens tomorrow, right? We are going to be broadcasting on television tomorrow. But also, I mean, as we were talking about, discussing about prize pool the entire day, I mean, the 4 lakh rupees for the MVP still in the run, the lads from Chennai and FC. And we did have a conversation with Nodwin. I think he was just keeping his fingers crossed that Saranch doesn't cross his total score.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I'm sure if it comes to the point where, say, Saranch is winning 2-0, right?
Yeah.
Naveen's going to be like, no, come on, don't score the goal. Don't score the
Play
goal.
defensive.
Come on. Yeah, play it calm. Just pass the ball to the keeper. Pass the ball to the keeper. I think
Game
that's
management,
what's going
right?
Yeah, game management. It's MVP management also. I think that's what we're going to see. But no, I don't think it's going to be crossing their minds at this point. It's about getting into that final. It's the prestige of having that eISL title, the prestige of potentially representing India at FGS 2022. That's what it's all about.
And also holding this wonderful trophy that's sitting right next to us right now. I mean, we are resisting ourselves from just taking it home ourselves.
No, I've clicked a few pictures along with it, for something that I'm never gonna have, but it's good for memories, right? Somewhere down the line, flex it out on a date or something. But regardless, guys, getting back to the mood that we do have being built up, right? The last few encounters, we've had these teams going up head-to-head against each other on 2 occasions. One was a draw, and the second time they went off, it was Chennaiyin FC walking off with a victory. So, of course, FC Goa a little bit behind. They have a lot to prove over here. Let's see what they have to offer.
And for now, let's have a look at the bracket, because as we have been discussing, one team has the so-called momentum for themselves, the other team just coming from a loss. For them, it's going to be a story of a comeback, a story of redemption. FC Goa just earlier today taking a loss against Mumbai City FC, and well, Chennaiyin FC riding the momentum of just having beaten SC East Bengal in an absolute banger of a match. I mean, it was impressive the way they won, and the co-op exhibition as well. But now it's all on the line in this lower bracket finale.
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very tense and cagey affair, I feel, because in general, FC Goa games are not particularly high-scoring matches. They are generally very solid defensively. Yes, they do let those 1 or 2 goals leak from time to time, but you don't generally see them going in like a scrap of 4-3 or a 5-4. We've seen that happen once with Afnan. We've seen maybe a 3-2, which is as adventurous as it got for V Sharma. So I would expect that it'll be KG, low scoring. Of course, this is it for FC Goa and Chennaiyin FC. Last chance saloon. If you're out, you're out. And we saw it was very cagey with Chennaiyin and SC East Bengal as well. I mean, just the one goal between Saransh and Ankit Gupta, and of course that last minute winner for Nodwin, which again took a bit of magic, a bit of individual genius, and I think it's going to come down to individual brilliance or mistakes that is going to decide this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is where Afnan has got to be the knight in the shining armor for FC Goa, because he's been really consistent. He's done everything that he can potentially do, even when V Sharma was lagging off a little bit. So I think Afnan, if he gets to play the first game, which I hope he will, because he's been doing that for quite some time, he needs to come out as the winner there. Nothing short of that. Of course, if it's a tie, then we're heading into ET and penalty shootout up next, and that is one of those areas where I think FC Goa would not want to find trying their luck out.
Well, let's find out who's going to be playing first. Is it going to be Afnan? We are going to have a look at the matchup, ladies and gentlemen, of today, how these two teams are paired up against each other. And it is going to be Afnan taking on Saransh in game number 1. Then in game number 2, we have V Sharma going up against Nodwin. And game number 3, well, it is going to be the co-op match. So, Azim, I want to ask you, in the first matchup, we were hoping to see those penalty shootouts. Are we rooting for the same thing in this one as well?
It's a lot of heartbreak. If it's heartbreaking for us to watch, you can imagine how bad it is for the players involved who actually lose. And you could see how the impact that was there, not just in a penalty shootout, but even for V Sharma, that last minute potential chance that could have gone his way but didn't. And then you could see like he was just really down in the dumps. And you could see the boys from Mumbai City FC as well acknowledging just the kind of roller coaster that they had been through emotionally, and they came across and just like hugged all the players. And also, I'm quite sure Mumbai City FC would not want to go through that again with FC Goa. They'd be like, you know what, we'll take Chennaiyin FC. We've beaten them before. That's what we want. We don't want this penalty shootout nonsense happening again. But you never know. In a game like this, it can absolutely go either way, because all these players are so well matched on their day. Everybody can beat and has beaten everybody.
And much more interesting facts over here. The last time they went off against each other, both the individual games ended up with a draw. It was the co-op game that turned out to be the decider, but this time, there's no equalizer, nothing like over there. You're not going to get tied with those points. You have to head in to that extra time and that penalty shootout. So even it was, I think, a 1-0 victory towards the very end in the co-op game, where Chennaiyin FC managed to edge it out and get those 3 points. So it's going to be very interesting for both these players out. And as we take a look at their head-to-head, clearly Chennaiyin FC has been one of the more goal-scoring teams. Quite understandably why both their players are in the run for those extra 4 lakh rupees and that personal NFT by Terra Virtua. But more than that, I think, this is one of those lineups that we've seen in the past. The second matchup, of Nan going up against Saransh and holding him off to a draw. But this time, I think Saransh clearly knows the gravity of the situation. He knows that he needs to get a win for his team. So let's see what happens.
Also, I believe Saransh has already mentioned that lower bracket has been a lucky charm for him. So the stars are aligned in his favor. And as Fixes, you have been talking about the previous matchup, we do have the scores right in front of us. And
this is the first time.
Yeah, the first collision between Chennaiyin FC and FC Goa ending in the draw.
Yeah, and if I recall correctly in this game, I think it was a very, very dominating performance by Nodwin in that game, and I think Afnan was a little bit lucky to still be in it, and for V Sharma it was the opposite. I think he had a pretty good game, and then Saransh managed to get it, and no great pointers either way. The last time Saransh and Afnan went out, it was a draw as well, and with Nodwin and V Sharma pretty much the same. So the key difference here is, of course, there are no draws in the lower bracket final. It's binary. Either you win each game or you lose each game. And if, of course, you lose those opening 2 games, as East Bengal found out, you're sadly on your way home. But that's it. That's what happens when you're in this stage of the competition. Saransh having a good laugh. He's in a good mood, of course. Why wouldn't he be? And Afnan, I'm sure he's going to be sitting and stewing in the back of what happened a few hours ago, and I'm sure these guys just need to get it out of their systems, get their motivation back, because it's still on. I mean, FC Goa win this game, and that last game does not matter at all. You're still in that final. You're still competing for that top 2 prize. You're guaranteed a minimum prize pool, a minimum prize of 7.5 lakhs. So plenty on the line. Of course, goal scoring wise, Saransh definitely a league apart. He's had a couple of really big wins, which of course contribute to those numbers. He's got the hoodie on as well. Hoodie has been the good luck charm for him generally. And Afnan now, he's been waiting and pacing, and it's the wait that kills you. I think in competitive tournaments like this, you just want to get kicked off. Let's go. And there we go. We have kicked off. It is Chennaiyin FC in white in possession, going up against FC Goa in their familiar orange. And what are we going to see? Is it going to be Afnan managing to start the way he did against Ankit with a very quick and fast start? Or are we going to see Saransh now really start to turn that screw?
I think Saransh has been watching Afnan very closely, and the last time he was held on to a draw, but this time he's got other plans in mind. He wants to win it, and clearly he's expressed that, I'm a kind of a player who tends to thrive under pressure, and has been always having his way out through the lower bracket. So clearly could be one of those days where Chennaiyin FC could see it through. But what past does dictate, we'll talk about a little bit later, because we do have Afnan building up quite an attack, and Ruben Diaz again coming in clutch. Now, both the matches that we've seen where these two teams collide against each other sort of went down to the third game, right? It has always been that co-op game which turned out to be the deciding factor between these two teams. So I think I'm gonna be one of those dreamers who wants to see this game go down to a game number 3, that interesting co-op battle where these two players go in a 2v2 skirmish against each other. But this could have been really close had Saransh managed to have gotten that steal over there. But regardless, Afnan, it's a good thing that he's not getting intimidated or he's not backing off, right? He has been building his own plays over there. All he needs to do is hold on to his nerves for the next 90 minutes in game time.
Yeah, and we know what Saransh is all about. He's going to get in your face, try to press and just force you off the ball as quickly as possible. And then he has that individual skill over here. But Afnan defensively, you would have to say, in recent weeks, has looked very good. I mean, even when he concedes, it's never usually more than one a game. And of course, when you're not conceding goals, I mean, as cliche as it sounds, it gives you a better chance of getting that win for yourself. Even when he went up against Saransh the last time, he didn't offer that much going forward. If I remember correctly, it was that long-range finesse shot which he did take from Lionel Messi coming in off that right flank, which was the only goal he scored and the only major chance he had in that game. But also, he restricted what Saransh was able to do. And now, big opportunity for Saransh. And he has taken it. The green time finish. Su goes CR7 with R9. The two Ronaldos combine in celebration over there. But yeah, you could see over there, like it was binary. It was about Afnan being sent one way. And then once it opened up for Saransh the other way, there was no coming back. But of course, still early days in this tie. Even if Afnan does not manage to get this win over here, it's still not over, because of course V Sharma will have the opportunity and want to seek redemption for himself after he couldn't quite get that win up against Tikka the last time out.
I mean, Saransh, for him, I think scoring as many as goals he can possibly get in this encounter was so pivotal and so crucial for him, because he's still in that run for the MVP, where his own teammate is now ahead of him by 2 goals. So I think that this is where Saransh would be looking for a few more goals, at least in this particular matchup. But it all comes down to Afnan. How well is he going to defend against him, and how he's going to be on the counter attacks? You've got to watch out for all those ball flicks that Saransh tends to do, right? He's got a plethora of attacks that he can go out for, and he's got a whole dictionary that he can offer out there. But for Afnan, I think he's been the wonder kid so far. The Dark Horses, FC Goa, the Gors are definitely proud of what these boys have accomplished. And now we've got to see if Afnan can find a chink in Saransh's armor and manage to force an equalizer inside this game. Had gotten really close there, but the conviction clearly missing.
Yeah, I thought for a moment he might try to hold on to that with Messi and try to get a long range shot away, but he's managed to recycle possession well. Now the overlap with Cancelo, that's well worked, but there's nobody in the box. There is now with R9 getting in there. He still manages to hold on to that ball. Cancelo pull it on the ball as well. Now, what pass can he find? It's the wrong pass. I think he was looking for Pele over there, but not quite able to get his aim right. And FC Goa have generally had more of the ball over here. And of course, at 1-0, it's a bit too early for Saranj to think about ethical game management. But no, we will see that if we reach 1-0 and it's about 60, 70 minutes on the clock, we will see Saranj definitely try to shut this game down and see it out. But until then, he's going to be on the attack. He's going to be looking for that second goal, because I think with a 2-goal cushion against Afnan, who generally doesn't tend to score more than 1 goal or maximum 2 goals per game, I think it would be very, very difficult for him to come back.
Oh yeah, I think at this particular moment, Saranj would always want to keep that attacking mindset heading in, right? Before the first half, if you can find another one and possibly a third, then that is exactly the dream game that he would want to have in this particular moment, right? Because it all comes down to this, another elimination matchup, and Chennaiyin FC have had to go back to back with this, still retaining possession over onto which Maradona has got a beat past the defenders. But Marquinhos making sure he keeps things handy and dandy for his team, still keeping them in contention, not letting another goal slip by. Because, the first goal that really went in, some might say that could have been dealt with. And this time, Afnan making sure that he does not crumble down to the pressure that of Saranj is. And he's one of those players who's quite infamous for his high pressing attacks. And I really like the kind of breakthroughs that Afnan is creating, right? He's not entirely backing off, completely being defensive, right? He's still building up his own plays. And somewhere down the line, it is going to matter. Somewhere down the line, he might find an equalizer.
Yeah, absolutely. He is looking threatening. I thought that through ball was almost perfect, but I think just overrunning it a little bit too much. And he has to make sure he does not concede over here, because 2-0 at halftime against Saranj would mean absolute curtains. No added time being added on, but of course the referees seem to have a different view on this. And is there going to be a corner? No time for that. And it will be 1-0 at halftime. So still, you'd have to say FC Goa still in this. Afnan still in this. Just the 1 goal. If he can even get that equalizer, take it to extra time. I mean, we've seen that, whatever happens after 90 minutes tends to be a bit of a lottery over here. So he needs to just keep his head in the game. He's only really given Saranj 1 chance. And, when you're playing up against Saranj, 1 chance is all he needs on most times. And he's in the zone. He's feeling it. And, this is what Saranj does. I mean, he comes in clutch towards the end phases of tournaments. That's why he is the absolute... the monster that he is in the Indian FIFA scene.
I think, this is where you would want to see that version of Saranj that he went up against Mufu. Clearly, saying this out loud, Mufu did not have the best cards to, really tackle with Saranj. But, this is the ideal Saranj, right? Who comes in, who looks so threatening. I've seen him, I've casted him in previous tournaments. He scores, let's say, 6 to 7 goals a leg. And he does that every single time, right? And that sort of a Saranj had been missing in the eISL. We did see those little glimpses where we could see that beast mode on for Saranj, but I don't think, like you really clearly said, that this is going to be a very close affair. I completely abide by what you just said, because against Afnan, he's managed to keep him off for quite some time. And even if you turn into the history books, Afnan has managed to score an equalizer in the past. So you never know. You never know what this kid has to put on the table. The best player in the entirety of Southeast Asia might just get surprised from what he's going to put on the table over here. But for now, Afnan, he's managing to retain possession. Quite a contrasting aspect of what really happened in the first game, where he loved to hold on to the possession, but this time Saranj was not Saranj was sort of denying him that pleasure, that luxury. But ever since the commencement of the second half, he was looking sound up until the point that one little mistimed pass gave the possession away to Saranj.
Yeah, it's about being patient now for Afnan, because Saranj is now going to take more and more time with each passing play to try and get up the field. And of course, Afnan is going to need to keep pressing him and try to win that ball back. He's not going to be in any hurry. He's going to play only those 100% passes wherever possible. And you can see the desperation is there already from Afnan. He's throwing those tackles in, just hoping that something can stick. But when you do that, of course, you overextend your defense, and it's a risk that he'll have to take. He's won that ball back now. And really, if he wants to be a little bit comfortable in this game, first of all, needs to not give that ball away like he did in the midfield, but needs to get that goal back as Saransh runs that out of play. And yep, does look like a tactical change coming from Afnan. 60 minutes in. And yeah, it's time for him to go for broke. I mean, you lose 1-0, you lose 2-0 or 3-0, it doesn't really matter at this point. But if that change gives you the opportunity to get the scores level or potentially get even a winner, I mean, it can make all the difference.
Yeah, it certainly will. And at this particular moment, for Afnan, it's so crucial to find a breakthrough. And Saransh is pretty chill right now. He still is one of those players that has been in this situation a countless number of times. So there it goes, right? He knows how to handle pressure. He knows how to get through the minds of his opponents, and he's done a good job at that. But Afnan, all he needs is that one perfect counter-attack, that one perfect scoring chance. And he's been doing everything right. Not a lot of the mistakes. He's been making a little bit of slip-ups. He had that one really promising through ball being delivered. Would have wanted to capitalize on this opportunity. I think when we hit that 70 to 75 minutes marker, that's where you're looking at an ultra-attacking Afnan, and you never know, he might get one goal through. All he's got to do he's got to start things by building chances, right? We're not seeing more of that. But let's see if this could potentially work out with Pele. He's already found his mark. With Hullet has to take the shot. Maybe not the right player out there. Little too far away. Not even hitting the crossbar. And Saransh, for a second, must definitely be rattled out there.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, again, Saransh now just going to take his time. But, of course, now having made that tactical change, you will see a much higher press from Afnan. You can see over there, he's literally just telling him, come press me, and I have the confidence to play it out and beat your press. And that's really what it's going to be right now. Big chance over there, good high press from Afnan over there, finding Hullet, finds Mbappe as well, has to be composed in possession, needs to know that he has enough time and really needs to take that time and then make it count. He's doing just that at the moment with Hullet, needs to look for those high percentage passes, and he's doing that now with Kante. R9, that infamous R9 card that Nodwin used, a devastating effect up against Chennaiyin in that last game. And you can see Saransh over here very cleverly just cutting out those passing lanes. Thought for a second that Afnan might think about coming in with Messi, and this time he's worked it well. Goes for the Marseille Roulé, takes that shot. It is the equalizer for Afnan. I mean, there you go. Coming up clutch, coming up with the big goal. 75 minutes played. It is all on the cards again.
Yeah, this was coming, right? This is something that we were looking for. Ever since the commencement of the second half, Afnan had been building up that attacking mindset and completely just piercing through Saransh's defense with that Marseille. Ever since he got the ball on Pele, he knew that he had to score. He had no chance on earth that he could have let this con by. And finally, Azim, hoodies off for Saransh. He's done that. That little bit minor damage. But can he capitalize on the momentum that he's built up? Right now, the ball is in FC Goa's court. And if they keep on pressing like this, I think a second goal is definitely inevitable.
Yeah, we see the Kevin De Bruyne brought on by Saransh over there. Let's see what changes, if any, have been made by Afnan. Nothing of note as of yet. But interesting to see how Saransh, or rather how Afnan approaches this in particular. Saransh, will be going for that win. It's a bit of a switch for him now, having really slowed down the play. Oh, good win again from Afnan. And now he could have played that long ball in behind, just delayed it a little too much. Trying to just keep secure possession, which I guess is probably another good way. You don't want to get hit on that counter attack. So pretty mature approach to this from Afnan, not getting too excited, not getting too carried away, because of course if you give Saransh that sniff of an opportunity, it could potentially all be over. Now getting forward with N'Golo Kante, has Pele in there as well, now with Hullet. Ooh, this is very, very tasty. You have to wonder if Afnan is just slightly overplaying this, or has he got this just right with Hullet. can't give that ball away because Saranch will look to punish you. Now getting down the sideline with Messi. He's got past his man. Big opportunity here, but cannot get that shot away. You could see Afnan immediately covering off that cutback, and now Afnan, you can see switching, using that manual switching to immediately just cut out the run that was going in behind his defense. Now it's a bit of a 2v1 situation. How is Afnan going to defend this? Not particularly well at the moment. It's Messi, has the opportunity to shoot, but Saranch is pushed wide and takes that shot, and he puts it wide. Massive, massive chance goes begging for Saranch over there. I expected that net to be bulging fixes.
At this point right now, Afnan really living it through. And for a second, I thought that this is done and dusted, right? Typical Saranch finding a winner in those final dying moments of the game. But, quite often than not, FC Goa did have that last chance attack, just gave it away. And at this point, they have to make sure that it does not come back to bite them after the game gets over. As with R9, he's trying to head in through that physical prowess being shown. And Donnarumma keeps the ball away from the box and ensuring that this matchup at least goes for extra time. And Saranjan not clearly pleased with how he's performed in the second half, because I think the second half has been won by Afnan.
Oh yeah,
clearly.
I mean Afnan, he can take a bow. Like in the last few weeks for FC Goa, he's got the results. He's ground out those results when they were needed. And over there with the Roulé, I thought he had done the Roulé a little bit too early. But just that little additional touch, of course, with the agile dribbling, getting it past the defender. This was the big chance. I thought he could have just taken the shot and fired it at goal with Messi over there, see what happened. Maybe he would have got a corner, but that one from Saranch, glaring miss, you would have to say, by his standards. And, Afnan's pushing him all the way over here. We would have expected no less. He is a little bit of a pocket rocket, this guy. Doesn't look particularly intimidating, looks like a very sweet, shy boy. But when it comes to the pitch, he is a massive competitor, and he will definitely want to get that win and, of course, take the pressure off his teammate. If he can get the win, that's half the job done right there. And to do it against Afnan, to do it against Saranch would be a massive, massive feather in his cap.
Yeah, I think he's surprised us a lot of times, even in the past. And like we said, ladies and gentlemen, the last time in fact, these two guys went up against each other, it was a 1-each scoreline. But this has to be settled here and now. And way too ambitious from Afnan's side. Just going for that chop back finesse from that area. Clearly lacking that power and the curve, but still no time to breathe, as he's got yet another attack being built up by him. With Pele, will pass it back towards Hullet, finds that gap with Mbappe, would be looking for a cutback. Oh, a little bit of a dribble over there, making sure that he had things under control, but just to give it away. As now Saranch Jain, he is on a counter-attack of his own. He's a man on a mission. He needs to find that winner. Somebody does. Let's see who gets to score it.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very tight and cagey over here. Afnan really needs to defend for his life, and he's doing just about well enough. I think that might be a goal kick. Yes, sees that out well enough. And we're approaching the end of that first half of extra time. The extra time really seems to fly by over here. Because of course it's pretty much just 3 minutes per half if you look at it, and a big opportunity to play that through ball, decided not to take it, again trying to play those high percentage passes. And Afnan is playing this very smart. He's really making Saranch think and really process how he's approaching this. Like he's not doing the predictable thing. He's always turning away from the thing that you would expect him to do. Thought that was onside over there. I think Afnan will be a bit annoyed about that, but don't think there's enough time for Saranch to mount an attack. He will get 1 minute of added time. Yeah. And as we've seen, added time has not been FC Goa's friend today. So this cross, will it come in? No, it's cleared out, and Afnan will see that out. 15 minutes to go. Is it going to be double trouble. A second penalty shootout for Afnan in one day. My goodness.
You know, I think at this particular moment, I would like to see his chances in a penalty shootout because his major objective has always been about holding Saransh off, right?
Yeah.
Putting a leash onto him. And I think he's done a good enough job at that. But there's again that one part of you which would want to see Afnan score because he's also done that in the past, a 115th minute goal. Now, this is all for Afnan, right? Saransh, clearly the favorite coming inside the game, now has been given a run for his money out there, not really hoping or not really even thinking that he would be in such a dire circumstance. And Afnan, he's always had that second half going in his favor. So as it also kicks off the final 15 minutes in game time, which which would rather be the last individual game one of these players are playing inside the eISL. So we've got to see who comes out through. But for now, Afnan making sure that he's very steady with his build-up. He's making no mistakes, but those slightly risky chances, I think at a certain point you've got to take that, right? Because to penetrate through Saransh Jain's defense, some sort of a move like that might help out. Not really on the back lines, though. You would want to see something through a beautiful through pass, or maybe a lob play, something out of some other players' books, because we haven't really seen Afnan go for those long balls, right? If he can try and execute a certain strategy, catch Saransh with his pants down, then only it's possible that we're looking at FC Goa winning this fixture.
Yeah, and Saransh now has that ball. This is a very good overload he's got on that left flank. Again, Afnan's going to be at his best to have to defend this. Let's see what he can do. Now finds Hullet over there. And Afnan's going to try and work his way through. And, well, it looks like the counter-attack is on for Afnan. If he can find that ball in behind, there's a big switch on the right flank. If he can spot it, does not go for that. Goes for the ball through to Joao Cancelo instead. And is he going to hang on for that last attack? Now, I do believe he is. But potentially also can lose that ball because Saransh is going to be trying to press high. Or is Saransh now going to play the conservative game and just sit back, accept that this is going to be the last attack going to Afnan. It's not characteristic of Saransh to let the opponent have the ball. He's going to be pressing high. He's doing exactly that, but it's opening up just a little bit now for Afnan. What a big moment this could be as we go into extra time, in added time. And here we go. The ball played through. R9 on the ball over there, but it does not work out. And that could actually be a last chance. No, there it is. We're going to penalties again. FC Goa take it to penalties with Afnan Amin and Saransh Jain. And now, will there be redemption for Afnan? No time to think about it. Just has to step up, take his shot. Maradona up first into the left-hand corner.
Oh yeah, and finding that early success. All he's got to do is make just another very pivotal save. But yeah, clearly Saransh Jain finding success with CR7. Now with Pele, the man who has succeeded, and this is it. This could be one of those, goals that have been passed away just when we were really thinking that this could go to Chennaiyin FC's way. I think FC Goa have managed to find themselves right back in. This is going to be very bad.
This is a war of attrition right now. 2 penalties missed by each. So the mind games are not working. You know what? I think both these boys just need to pick a corner and commit to it. There you go. That's much better. I think just trying to go down the middle seems to be the safe option that everyone's taking. Saransh puts that away as well. Now the pressure. It's 2-2. The last kick, the last regulation kick before it goes into sudden death is saved. Is saved. And now, can Afnan pull it together? Is he going to go for that save? He does make the save. And it still goes 3 saves. This is incredible.
Now this is sudden death. Now it's literally now or never for Afnan as he goes in. Saransh making the save of his life there. But he's going to score right one in. And this time he succeeds in that penalty shootout. Chennaiyin FC very close to secure their berth inside the grand finals. But the mind games clearly in action, Johnny. And Saransh Jain, he's done this in the past. He's done that. He's made his present secure. And Afnan, he's going to be absolutely crushed.
I mean, especially after the kind of game this was, so close to winning. but still the sudden death during the penalty shootouts not working out for him. That last penalty shot from Saranch landing in the back of the net. Quite an incredible moment, but then again, I mean, you have to realize as soon as the hoodie comes off, it's about to get serious.
Yeah, and I mean, you really have to feel for Afnan.
Yeah.
The guy, I mean, most people don't go through losing one penalty shootout in their entire life as professional footballers. This guy's had to lose two within the space of like 3 hours.
Yeah.
And he's played a great game. Both times, I think, in the co-op, defensively, they were really, really solid up against, it was Mumbai City FC. And over here also, I think it was Afnan who played a very good game, came back into that game, had the better chances towards the end as well. But I think maybe did not show enough bravery towards the end of that game to really take that game by the scruff of the neck. I think maybe showed Saranch a little bit too much respect in that, particularly in extra time. There were few chances for him to really play a few, I would say, lower percentage balls, but potentially very high reward balls in behind defense, which he didn't go for. And of course, figured, you know what, as Ashwin said, it's a 33% chance in this game. It's really all about chance and luck at this point. The mind games don't really work that much, but hey, it is what it is. And now V Sharma has to go in against Nodwin, who will be riding that wave of confidence, and Vanchaj will need to make it count.
I think that equalizer just shook Saranch to his core, because after that, as Azim also mentioned, during the extra time, we did see Afnan put a lot of pressure on Saranch.
No, this is what I was talking about, right? Saranch being the better player in the second half. He dominated quite of the possession. He was creating a lot of chances, and just the right goal that they needed, right? I think that was a very good strategy to sort of get into the extra time and take it down to penalties, because it could have been anybody's game. No, it's not just like Saranch did not miss shots. Like, of course, a few of them were saved. FC Goa all the chance in trying to clinch it back. But clearly the nerves really speaking out. We all, as spectators, if you're not just an FC Goa fan, then you would be still rooting for Afnan over here, just because of the storyline. As he had to go through the entire phase where he had to go up against such big players, and this time with one of the best of Southeast Asia that we had, and still managing to hold himself so strong right till the very end. He was looking way more promising in terms of the build-ups, in terms of the chances that he was creating. There were a few moments where we really thought that he could have seen it through. But in the game of FIFA, anything and everything is possible, and this time Saranch was the victor.
Yeah, and even statistically, if you look at that game, technically Afnan was slightly the better player in that match. If you look at the expected goals, I mean, it was a pretty good chance taken by Saranch over there. But in terms of clear-cut opportunities, there was more for Afnan, who did get his one goal from a very, very well-worked move. But now the focus shifts. Of course, we head over V Sharma again after the heartbreak of his own personal game. We'll have to come back from it, but yeah, it's going to be tough.
It is definitely going to be tough, but at least some pressure is off Chennaiyin FC. They already have an advantage with Saranch winning this match. So let's have a conversation with him. Saranch Jain, ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now from Chennaiyin FC. Saranch, another win. How are you feeling about this one?
I'm just so tired, honestly. Why are these games happening? Like, it's so intense every game in, game out. It's too much to handle. But yeah, like, GG stuff, man. I mean, what a game. Insane. Like, right from the start, it was so close. I think every moment, every pass counted in this game, honestly. And I mean, great game. And like, I'm looking forward to watching Nodwin versus Vanch now. Should be a great game as well.
Oh, it definitely will. But, of course, Saranch, the first half, we clearly saw you dominate. You were in the groove. You were feeling it. But in the second half, what really changed for you? Because that is where we really saw Afnan picking up the pieces, and he played a really good game of football.
Yeah, definitely. Second half, he was very strong. I think he started pressing a lot in the second half. First half, he was sort of sitting back. But second half, as soon as he started pressing, I started rushing too much. Like, I was looking to get another goal, which maybe I shouldn't have done. Maybe I should have held the ball a little more. But yeah, kudos to him. A great goal he scored. And I mean, pen shootouts is generally just 50-50. I missed a winning penalty. And then after that, I missed that. I was thinking, okay, it's gone. But
Yeah.
luckily Van der Sar got the save and then Messi slotted it in. And yeah,
Yeah,
we're one win up.
yeah, very nerve-wracking, I'm sure. But in those last few moments of the extra time, what was your mentality? Did you still want to take the risk and go for the win, or were you like, I'll take my chances with the penalties?
I'm horrible with penalties, honestly. So I wanted to get the win in extra time. I didn't want to let it go to pens, but eventually it did. So not much I can do.
Well, I have another question for you, Saransh. What's the deal with the hoodie? Every time you take it off, and I mean, you just go absolutely berserk on your opponent. So, is that like a power-up move or something?
I mean, this is sort of my favorite hoodie, so
Oh.
it's been with me for a while. It's like
Lucky.
it was with me when the first Global Series qualifier I played a few months back. So since then, it's kind of been my lucky hoodie. So yeah, I think it's gonna stick for a while.
So, multiple lucky charms being in the lower bracket, as you mentioned. The lucky hoodie is there as well. And tomorrow, you're going to be playing on. I mean, if you win this series, there is an opportunity for you to perform on national television. How are you feeling about that? Is that going to add extra pressure on you, or is that again going to be, yeah, we're just thinking about the game?
Yeah, we're just thinking about Naveen's game right now. I'm not really thinking about anything else. So, let's see. Maybe we'll have a chat after the game and then I can see.
Yes. I mean, we are going to make sure that happens. Saransh, thank you so much for joining us for this interview. Congratulations on the win and best of luck to you and your teammate for your matches.
Thank you. See you.
Cheers. This sort of brings me down to thinking. Now that it went for penalty shootout, I'm clearly sure that his goals count. And in the MVP tally, I think he's toppled over Naveen right now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
By
think we
quite a
should.
lot.
Yeah, we should get confirmation from production about that. Production, please let us know what the MVP stakes are, because it'll be crazy if we have some penalty shootout that goes to like 41-40 and suddenly Afnan is MVP. It'll be quite interesting. But could quite happen. But let's have a look at those top 4 goal scorers as well and see where we're all at right now.
Exactly. I mean, that is going to make things a little bit more clear for us.
Yeah.
And, well, here we have...
Drum rolls.
Oh, they count.
They count.
They count.
And this is it, right? Now, Naveen, I do not know if he's aware of it, but he's not going to be.
You remember he's eyeing your glasses, right?
I mean, I would still, be very graciously giving it away if he wins the entire thing, which I think the kind of, the wave that they're riding, they are on the right tracks, that you've said, the stars have aligned definitely for Chennaiyin FC. This is exactly what Saransh wants. He's got his lucky hoodie on. He's got that right game. He's won it for his team. No matter how close it is, right? A win is a win for both these lads out here. But coming down to the second matchup, ideally, being a FIFA fan, that you would want this to go on to the game number 3. But against Naveen, having V Sharma come into play, who's been a little bit shaky, and Naveen has been in a very good form. So I do not know. I do not really like Vansh's chances, but this is exactly the platform and exactly the time that he needs to step up, live up to his name, and win this match and take it to game number 3.
Yeah, I mean, usually we've seen Vanshaj, whenever he has a bad game, he immediately bounces back with like a pretty convincing win. That's what he needs today against Naveen. Although I don't, on current form, you just can't see Naveen dropping anything. I mean, he's just looking so good. I mean, that with him in control of that R9 card, that is something to absolutely be feared and have nightmares about. And I'm sure he's going to be thinking about that as well.
And also talking about what must be going through the heads of the lads from FC Goa. I mean, is it enough time to reset? Just a few hours after a tough defeat, and now they have to again fight for survival. It is definitely going to be a tough matchup right now, and I think Chennaiyin FC, their intentions are pretty clear. They want to end it with a convincing win, winning the first 2 individual matches, and then go on to the grand finals and face Mumbai City FC over there.
I mean, from where we're really headed to, either ways, both these teams have been winners for us, at least personally making it to the top 4. For FC Goa, it has been such an amazing run, nothing short of a Cinderella story right now. Because you asked me my top 4, I mean, somewhere down the line, a lot of other teams would have come out of my name, but every single time, I'm so happy that they have proven us wrong, right? Not just me, everyone out there being the dark horses, entering into the tournament, winning the matchup against SC's Bengal, then heading to the upper bracket finals. Now they have got their backs against the wall, which could again potentially be Vanshaj's last game in the eISL. But this is it, right? This is where he's got to live up to his name, show his true colors, and come out with a flying victory. But like we have discussed about this a number of times against Nodwin, it's going to be such a hard job.
Yeah, and also having a look at those head-to-head stats. I mean, what are the odds that Vanshaj wins this game 8-0 and overtakes Naveen in that MVP stakes? That would be something, right? But anyway, we'll find out soon enough as to how it's going to go. It does look like we have kicked off, and there you have it. It is Naveen going up against Vanshaj, aka V Sharma. Let's see what kind of match we have in store. Vanshaj looked quite nervous in the build up to this, and it was Afnan on the side just sort of patting him on the back, saying, you know what, it's okay, you got this. And this is it. This is the last stand. It's all or nothing, do or die. Just go out there, play with freedom, and who knows what could happen. We see Naveen getting in there with Cruyff, gets that shot off, blocked well. V Sharma needs to make sure that he doesn't concede too early over here, and he does see it out. That's well defended by the young boy from FC Goa over there. It's hard to, I mean, it's easy to forget sometimes that this boy is just 18 years of age. Shown so much maturity for his age throughout this tournament, and really shows us why he is one of the best in the country already at such a young age. And taking his time over here, I think, as I've said, the only real criticism that we've found for V Sharma's play, although this is a very good opportunity if he can get that shot away. Oh, just intercepted at the last moment, but almost one back. Yes, N'Golo Kante doing the job. Needs to take that shot. Probably the chip was the better option over there, and V Sharma over there. Just that, I think it sort of illustrates the point that I was making, that sometimes I think he tends to play a little bit straightforward FIFA. I mean, he's not a very flashy kind of player. Right. He likes to just get the basics right, and sometimes you need that little bit of flash to outfox the opponent, whether it's a long shot, whether it's a chip that they're not expecting, whether it's like stuff that like Saranj does, like sitting down the keepers and doing those shot cancels. You do need that little bit of flash to your game, that little bit of extra unpredictability that can really make all the difference. But I mean, this style has served him very well throughout this tournament. He is, of course, right now just a step away, or 2 steps, shall we say, away from being in that grand final himself. And he's going to be looking to see it out. Looking like the more confident and the more dangerous player at the start, you would have to say.
Oh yeah, I mean, considering what we've seen so far, both these players have had their fair share of chances, and this could get really interesting for V Sharma as he gets really close. But still, I think they've done a really good job at holding on to possession, even in the inside the box, right? It's just that shot power and the shot clinicality that has been missing, which could completely change over here. With Mbappe has to take the right decision. Can he do that? Passes it back towards N'Golo Kante and has to search for someone else out there. Finds Mbappe back again with Messi. Wanted to go in for the pass, but still receives it with R9. Has to take the shot with Eusebio, but Naveen being so alert on his defenses, right? It's been completely neck-to-neck competition for both these lads. And yes, Azim, I completely agree with what you just said. He needs that little bit of a flashy play at that point. But this is where he's got to question himself, right? Is he going to stick with what has been working out so far, so long for him, or is he going to try and try to do something new where he knows that elimination is on the line, and it is imperative that he gets to get the win. Nothing short of a victory would make sure that FC Goa is still in contention inside this tournament. So that's some important decisions that he's got to make. But so far, I mean, I've liked V Sharma, the way he's been playing. He's building up chances. But then again, you've got Naveen, who's also been doing the same.
Yeah, I think for V Sharma right now, I think the mental aspect of the game is just as important as the mechanical aspect, because he is absolutely on top right now. And again, you can see he's clearly shaken off the effects of that loss. This is brilliant from V Sharma, but no! He decides to go not with the shot, but with the pass. And again, I mean, it can be infuriating sometimes just how good those defensive cards are, because you would never expect anyone in their right mind to pull off that interception. And again, to reiterate that point, that V Sharma absolutely on top, but he cannot allow himself to get demoralized by the fact that he hasn't got that goal just yet, because he's looked absolutely top. He looks like he's completely shaken off the after effects of that crushing defeat against Mumbai City FC. He looks like he has the resolve to go and get into that rematch, and look at him absolutely tearing apart Naveen's defense right now. Everything but the finish at the moment, and Naveen is on the ropes right now. He just needs that finish. Will he find it now with Messi twisting and turning, with Mbappe now finding that ball now to Kante? Will get it back to Messi. Will he take that shot? Goes with Eusebio. Now, again, he has Naveen right where he wants him. Just needs to find that finish. Still not willing to take the shot.
Go for it, Afnan, is what all the fans would be wanting and would be chanting quite literally over here, because he's been having so many opportunities where he could have taken the shot and could have gone in, but him doubting himself, this definitely is not the right moment for that. He has been outplaying Naveen in this first half, but the moment it heads into half-time, I think Naveen will know exactly what Afnan is putting on the table and will take the right measures in countering it away.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, V Sharma needs to, first of all, I think he needs to make sure that he does not concede over here, and that's a big opportunity. You know just how clinical Naveen can be in these situations. It's pulled out by Van der Sar. It is taken off by Marquinhos. Let's call that even for the block that Maldini pulled off at the other end. And now, will we see that shot from Naveen? It would be the ultimate sucker punch if he conceded here. But there we go. It's going to be a corner. It was actually saved there by Van der Sar. So riding his luck a little bit, the keeper comes and collects. It is half-time. V Sharma needs to make sure that he keeps himself composed because at the moment he is absolutely on top of Naveen, and that's what his teammate will be telling him as well. Just go out there and get that finish. I think it's been an excellent performance from V Sharma. He's really approached this game the right way, started on the front foot, and I think just that little bit of decision making in the final third is all that separates these two teams.
You know, that is where we get to know how diamonds are forged, right? He has to live up to the pressure building up upon him. There were multiple instances like for this could have gone, but there you could see the tackle really coming in at a very pivotal moment. There were so many chances being built up, and he had all the time on earth to try and score, and it could have been an absolute mental breakdown had had Naveen scored in that final moments of the end of the first half, right? Would have absolutely broken him. But now he's got no time to mourn over what happened in the first matchup of the evening against Mumbai City FC. He's got a game in hand. He's got a game that he has to win. But against Naveen, we all know he's such a tough nut to crack. But I think V Sharma has done such an amazing job at that.
Oh yeah, I mean, he had Naveen right against the ropes for pretty much, I would say, 30 minutes of that first half. It was just literally camped and parked outside his box. And you have to hope that he hasn't run out of steam in that first half. He has to keep his focus, has to keep his composure. I'm sure his thumbs will be aching with the amount of control he's had to exert over that first half. And now, Naveen, of course, does not have the lead, so he still has to go out and keep searching for that goal. Of course, if this was a league match, Naveen could happily play for a draw and then just look to see it out in the co-op, but that's not how it works in this lower bracket finale right here. And it looks like now it's Naveen's turn to try and dominate there, and there you go, that shot, the finishing from Naveen, absolutely clinical, and V Sharma shell-shocked over there. He gave him literally the smallest sniff of a chance, and it has been taken, and that's what I meant with V Sharma. Sometimes you just got to take that shot which doesn't look like it's the 100% shot, and it will fly into that top corner.
You know, this is also another thing that I was talking about. You know, once it heads into half-time, Naveen has got that little space to collect his thoughts and get back into the game, and went in for the tried and tested R9 card, and it again worked out wonders for him. Now the pressure even getting worse for V Sharma at this particular point. And how does he get himself back into the game? How does he recover? Not only he's got to find an equalizer, but also has to get the winner as well in the second half. Not a lot of time remaining, especially by Naveen standards. He's gonna, have his guards up way more. Then now he's had that chance to ponder over and think about all those defensive fallacies that he was having. And this is where we've got to see if V Sharma can continue this press or not. Can he be as deadly as he was in the first half, or he's just going to get gassed out with Hullet? He's making a run, and can he find the right player to pass it on to? Does take a thought, a lot, many over there, still managing to find Kante. Needs to find someone on that right wing. Does he go for it? Yes, finds Mbappe, gets a quick pass onto it. Eusebio gets in close and finds that cutback. No, instead, as now Naveen breaks out on a counter-attack of his own.
Yeah, and a little over-eager to win the ball over there was V Sharma. Almost looked like he had overcommitted on that left flank, but Naveen decided to take another track. But you just do feel that Vanshaj has a goal in him. And maybe it's going to take him till close to 90 minutes to find that, because he looks threatening every time he comes forward. But now the question is, will Naveen allow him the ball? That's going to be the big challenge for him to get that ball off Naveen. He's going to be pressing really, really high. It's a situation just like it was against Shayantan pretty much. In the last, I'm sorry, not against Shayantan, but against Tikka in that last game, where Tikka just kept hold of that ball, and you can see, I think V Sharma almost relieved to get that pause over there, so he can apply that constant pressure instruction and get the tactics and get those fresh legs on to do the pressing job for him. And similarly, Naveen will be looking to change his formation to a more possession-based thing. And this is such fine margins over here. Chennaiyin FC have long been the favourites since day one. FC Goa, the dark horses since day one. And it all comes down to this. 25 in-game minutes for V Sharma to turn this around and try to take it to extra time.
Oh yeah, and this is where it all comes down to V Sharma. We've got to see all those changes he's made. Is it going to work out for him? Or is Naveen well prepared to tackle him out there and just rush inside the grand finals? A little bit of a misplay over there, giving the possession back towards Naveen. And every single move that he's been making that has been going wrong at this point will be treated as a cardinal sin. It's going to bite him back towards the end. And if he loses out here, I do not think he's going to get the right sleep. But with Mbappe and Eusebio, this could be a very good chance. But Maldini coming in clutch. Could have given the ball away.
Oh my goodness! Huge moment over there. I mean, there's not really much that Vanshaj could have done over there. The ball just came at him rather than him doing anything about it. But you can see that Naveen is feeling the pressure as well. I mean, behind that calm exterior, again, you can see he's really pressuring him hard. And I think Naveen needs to just take a deep breath. He needs to maybe take a pause and just regain his composure. He does have that lead, and just needs to see it out. Again, it will be the throw, and all these stoppages in play will be really frustrating V Sharma over here. He just wants to get on with it, get possession, get back up the field, as he has been doing for most of this game. I mean, really, Naveen has just had one opportunity, and that one opportunity from a little lapse in defense from V Sharma. He has taken that R9 card. Coming up trumps for Naveen again, just seems unplayable, and now has the overlap. He's got the fullbacks coming forward now. It is all out attack. What's he going to do? One pass, needs that second pass to come. It does not make it. And again, that needed to be played first time, and huge opportunity on the counter attack. This could be lights out if Naveen plays this right. Will he show the ambition to go for that goal? For the moment, no. He decides that he's just going to keep possession and hold it. And yeah, game management. There you go. That's what the name of the game is. Almost giving it away, but of course with V Sharma going on the attack with Zidane now. Surely that's it. And you'd have to say that, unfortunately, is where FC Goa's road will come to an end, barring some kind of absolute miracle. You would have to think that this is it for the boys from FC Goa.
Oh yeah, I mean, at this certain point, I would have loved to celebrate, but of course you've got to feel bad for Vanshaj. He's been trying so much, but clearly Naveen getting that opportunity, just grabbing it, finding Zidane at the right place, went in for it, and he knew that he's drawn curtains over FC Goa's journey in the eISL so far. Ladies and gentlemen, heading into the final 10 minutes of the game. And Vanshad needs to score not just 2 but 3 goals to ensure that he still has his team in contention. And well, a lot of pundits would say it's impossible against a force like Nodwin, as he's looking for a third there, pushing in from the right wing, and all he can do is really literally quite hog on to the possession. Does not need to score any goals. He's made sure he's developed that cushion and still holding on somehow. You could clearly see V Sharma's mentality being broken. And where do they go from here? 84 minutes in, the Gores in a dire situation.
Yeah, it needs to come now if it's going to come at all. V Sharma looking to pull off the comeback to end all comebacks. I mean, this would be something special if he can pull it off, but just looks like he's lost the confidence. It looks like he's lost the drive and just the focus. And over here, Nodwin will, of course, he can add to his tally looking for that those MVP stakes, and he might just find one. Nope. Over there, this is it. I think V Sharma, the best he can do at this point is manage to maybe get one goal, and it needs to come super fast right now, if at all it is going to come. Now getting forward with Messi. Had the opportunity to play an R9 over there, but I think he's got a little bit of tunnel vision going on right now, not spotting the passes around him that he would when he was playing on instinct. And there you go. That is the job done. Chennaiyin FC have got the win. They are through to the grand finals with this final kick out of the ball, and V Sharma, well, puts his hands up. I mean, considering the fact that V Sharma absolutely dominated that first half, he's going to be feeling bad about that, and I think Nodwin will know that he's been in a game as well.
Well, kind of a bittersweet moment right here. I mean, we do see Chennaiyin FC moving forward towards the grand finals, but FC Goa, this is where it all ends.
Yeah, I mean, what do I say personally? Even I'm a little taken aback because the boys, they've had such a dream run, right? We were talking about this, making it so far. Clearly could see how much this match meant to them. But V Sharma, well, FIFA is a very ruthless sport, and he's had his chances, right? In the first half, that is where he could have bagged it. And now you're just gonna have flashbacks of this, these two individual games that both of Nan and V Sharma played, right? They're going to be thinking, had I done this better? Had I done that better? Maybe I could be the one heading off inside the grand finals. But regardless, a winner's a win for Chennaiyin FC. The boys deserved it, and I'm just an inch closer to lose my spectacles.
Well, yeah. But I think Saranj might have saved that situation.
No, now they're equalized.
Oh, yeah.
52.
Yeah, it just doesn't end. It keeps getting closer and closer. Of course, game 3 doesn't count their goals, but it's all about the individual goals.
But they are still playing tomorrow, Chennaiyin FC.
Yeah. What happens if it's a tie? That's what we need to know.
I think
we'll still take his glasses. I mean, why do we spare him?
Maybe.
No, but how do you make half an NFT? That's what we're going to be wondering.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Terra Virtua will figure it out, I'm sure.
I think
Our job is to take fixes down. That's it.
Okay.
We're just focused
No,
on
so
you.
one lens for each of them. I think that's fair.
he's just gonna break that, would you? But I think what a right set it would be for Chennaiyin FC to go on and win the tournament and then settle the scores where it all matters. The ticket to FGS, the golden ticket that we have been talking about. I think that is where I think we could finally find a conclusion to the MVP drama that's also building up. But so far, I think, clearly you would even agree that V Sharma was dominating the majority of the first half. He had a plethora of chances that he could have really capitalized and would have taken a few shots, at least one of them would have definitely gone in.
Completely agree with that, and I think that is the reason in the second half it felt like watching a completely different game. It was like a beast named Nodwin was set loose on the field with just one clear intention, destroying the opposition. A brilliant performance coming in for the goal that gave him the extra edge, the goal that actually put up real pressure on V Sharma, the second one in this matchup. But overall, a very impressive run it has been for Chennaiyin FC today.
Yeah, and you have to say that Chennaiyin FC, the ruthlessness is what has stood out. Like, they have been stone cold killers. When they've been in that situation, they have made it count. Saranj getting that winning penalty when it counted. Nodwin sustaining all that pressure that V Sharma threw at him for pretty much 50-60 minutes of that game, where literally he barely had a touch of the ball.
Yeah.
But then that's when he really made it count.
Exactly. And well, you guys also have an opportunity to make it count if you love your favorite football clubs, and you can collect your favorite players and teams NFTs from our digital collectible partners, Terra Virtua. And well, we also have the very special video with us as well. So let's have a look. I mean, quite beautiful those things. And Fixus has already gotten his hands on one.
Yeah, I've got my hands on the VFlect,
Yeah.
what is a FC robot, and he's got his hands on the
Northeast
NEUFC VFlect robot. And you are, I think, heading into that direction where you
Yes.
get yourself the Chennaiyin FC VFlect robot.
Well, I'll decide after the Hero ISL finals tomorrow. I said Kerala Blasters earlier.
Okay.
I'll decide tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, Chennai will have pretty good value as well at this point.
If Naveen wins MVP, then yeah. Then I'll get Chennai NFC. I really don't want to see Fixus with
How
his glasses.
vindicative he is against me.
Very
right?
interested in taking those away from him. So, yeah.
I mean, of course, I would love to give it away, but for what Chennai FC have really come in for clearly shows that they've got that momentum
Yeah.
train going in for themselves, and Mumbai City FC do have a target on their backs because this is going to be a rematch that we are talking about,
Yeah.
a rematch in the most historic fashion, the first grand finals
Yeah.
of the eISL. This beautiful
Exactly.
trophy that's on the line, along with that 15 lakhs you're getting to win, those MVP prize money also coming in, counting for whoever gets their hands on it. So most favorably for Chennai FC. But yeah, I think heading into the co-op matchup, we do not really have a lot to talk about. And at this particular moment, FC Goa, you can clearly see how broken they are, how difficult it would be to recover from such a situation, right? Losing out on the penalty shootouts for Afnan, holding up against Saranj for so long, and then V Sharma having such a good run in the first half for it all to be thrown away in the second half. It's heartbreaking.
I mean, it is definitely heartbreaking for the lads of FC Goa. But then again, I mean, in this co-op match, the final game that they're going to play on this stage of eISL, I think just go all out, have fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you have fun over here? I mean, to be honest, being a competitive player myself in a different game, you know, this is where you do not find the players in the right mentality, right? This is where every single moment inside the game, you would be having those flashbacks of what happened in your individual matchup. You know, every single second just feeling like an hour, and I don't really know how are they going to focus on this game in hand. But regardless, I think they would want to put the best foot forward before their journey ends. You know, one final last, one final hurrah.
Yeah, I mean, or they could just go out and score 3 own goals and forfeit the match. I mean, quicker way to go home.
Maybe, but I don't think they are going to be doing that anytime soon. I think even though it might just be an exhibition, these lads are still pretty competitive. They don't like losing at all. So even if a win in the co-op, I think FC Goa, they might just go for it.
Yeah, I mean, SC East Bengal, we saw that with them as well. They put up a resistance up to a point, but once they conceded that second goal, you could see, I think the drive sort of went. It started with, you know what, let's show what we're all about. But I mean, particularly for the guys from FC Goa, the amount of highs and lows that they've been through, the amount of energy expended, first in 3 highly competitive games up against Mumbai City FC, that penalty shootout, the heartbreak that came from that. Then Afnan's game, the comeback against Saranj, the penalty shootout there, the frustration for V Sharma. I think they're going to be very, very drained. So for the Chennaiyin FC boys, I think it's just another game where they can have a bit of fun. But for V Sharma and Afnan, they're going to be wanting to get over with this as soon as possible.
But look at the smiles on Saranch and Naveen there.
Siraj still, you know, has all right, yeah, no, khatam karo
I mean,
mera matchup, and I need to get home.
He did tell us it was getting pretty intense for him. So now I think he can finally take a breath, relax for now, and then focus on the match tomorrow.
You know, a few positives I'm gonna take from for FC Goa's journey. At least they've secured themselves that top 3 spot, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna take that cash prize along with themselves, and I think they've given a lot of newcomers inside the scene a chance, a dream. That they can also do it. You know, given you've got the right efforts in, and you have that perfect camaraderie
Yeah.
between both the players. I think when this entire season started, right, in the first few games, we were looking at a very different version of Afnan. Very nervous, not really breaking out of his cocoon. But here he is, going up against giants and still holding his guards up. So clearly a chance for all these underdogs where, they could have, he's given them a reason to believe, a reason to hope that they also can do it. But for one last time, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in a co-op matchup. Now, FC Goa, this is their turf, right? This is where they really thrive. Maybe for the fans, maybe for personal accolades, they would want to win this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, we have to give FC Goa also credit for being the youngest team in the eISL. There you go, going with a shot immediately. But both these boys, when the tournament started, just 18 years of age.
Yeah.
And to come in with the weight of expectation on those young shoulders and, basically end up finishing third, I think it's a smashing achievement for them. And they're only going to get... they're only going to get stronger after this. See Chennaiyin FC absolutely waltzing through the defense over there, almost creating a chance. They'll get a second bite at it now with Mbappe. And Chennaiyin FC, they're going to have a bit of fun. We haven't got to see any special selections. I don't think the players are entirely in the mood now to rack their brains over what players to select. They're just like, you know what, this is the team, we're just going to go with it. And... the metas have been different for both teams. We saw that, oh my goodness, that is spectacular, but hit straight at the keeper. Lovely little roulette between two players, and really that R9 card, the new one, the 97 rated Prime Moments Icon card, is really something special, particularly in the hands of certain Nodwin.
Yeah, he's always made it count, right, when it has mattered to him. And I'm clearly sure that tomorrow, the grand finals is what we're going to witness. Mumbai City FC going up against Chennaiyin FC. That is definitely something that you would not want to miss. Just like Chennaiyin FC almost missed on that chance, but still they have it on for themselves. They could particularly go and take a shot even with Zidane. And Nodwin did manage to find a break, and from here onwards, FC Goa, they would want to be turning the tables down and would want to get some final laughter before it all comes to an end with those skill moves. Wanted to go for a shot, but Cancelo making sure that he intervenes that particular moment out for a corner.
Yeah, that would have been nice to see a rainbow flick volley go in, and it's good to see that the FC Goa boys still looking fairly invested in this game. Whether that will remain the case if they go a goal down remains to be seen. I mean, what would be, I think it would be very ironic if this match went to penalties and FC Goa win it. I think that would be that would just be fate being super cruel to them. But Chennaiyin FC looking to deny them of that, and there you go, bang into the top corner. It is CR7 not waiting to celebrate that. Need to get home. Just get this game over with very, very quickly. That's what Chennaiyin FC are saying. We've played 2 high-octane matches, and they've seen it out. Credit to them. And I think, in fairness, it is a very fitting grand final that we're going to see tomorrow. I would say that these are on form, and particularly on recent form, the 2 best teams in the eISL right now.
Yeah.
And I think that is it's super fitting for that to be the final. And SC East Bengal, FC Goa, both I think tailed off towards the end of the season, and we were expecting. I think Chennaiyin FC for us was a given that they would make it to the final, and they took the long route to get there for sure. Were really stunned by Mumbai City FC, but we get to watch them do it all over again. We got to see Ashwin pulling out the last minute equalizers. We got to see Tikka absolutely dominating, and I'm sure there is going to be revenge on Saranch's mind. And I wonder if he's going to ask to play Tikka again to himself tomorrow.
I think I would love to see that.
Oh,
that's how the score should be settled with Ronaldo
Oh.
maintaining that composure. And I think Chennaiyin FC, now they're enjoying every bit of it, right? Saranch is like, give me 5 to 6 more games. I'm more than happy to play right now if I know I've secured my berth in the grand finals. But for FC Goa, it's the other way around, right? Every single pass in the game and every passing second feels like a minute and a minute like an hour. As they would want this nightmare to end. 29 minutes inside the game already, 2-0 down. And the Gores, of course, again, like you said, I mean, it's been such an amazing run for them, right? Two young lads, both on and off the game. They have had their issues and coming back really ever strong. Did get to see that V2 version of Afnan. And I'm sort of missing that very confident version that we once had. And now he was confident also. But for V Sharma, this is where you've got to ask him this. When it all mattered, had he gone for those few shots, I think this could have been a game where they would have had all their attention to.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's all ifs and buts at this point. Lots of things could have gone differently. Potentially, SC's Bengal. If that fateful overhead kick had gone in, I mean, it would have been SC's Bengal against FC Goa, and that dynamic would have been completely different.
Yeah.
So, well, we did get to see fairly entertaining matches. We got to see 2 penalty shootouts, which is way more than we bargained for at the end of this day. And 2 very crucial penalty shootouts. I mean, they weren't just these like dead rubber kind of exhibition matches like this one. I mean, they were high pressure situations. And so many penalties missed, so many saved, so many scored. And of course, it is the most cruel way to get eliminated. But unfortunately, that is football, as many people have said at several points across time. But yeah, Chennaiyin FC now just going through the motions, enjoying themselves. FC Goa, I think as well, they're just sort of playing on autopilot now. They're just doing the basic things that their muscle memory tells them to do. And finding the ball through, almost finding the ball through. And still Chennaiyin FC unwilling to give up any chances, to give up any goals. And again, treating this as sort of a rehearsal for that giant match, shall we say, coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, I think now, with this kind of a space being there for us, so much to talk about how long this journey has been, right? And for the players especially, right, living out of the shell, getting into hotels, living together. It was a family being formed. And lately, in their Instagram accounts, we could see them bidding each other adieu. And again, we do not have just one team, but 2 teams packing their bags, going home. And it has got to hurt a lot. But, this eISL, this version of it, right from finding such amazing players from the grassroots level, you've got to give it to them, right? The organizers for coming up with such a whooping prize pool. There were so many undiscovered talents that we got to see, right? Every single one of them had something special to offer, had a character of their own, who were initially a little bit nervy, but then eventually evolved to be such a good personality, both inside and outside the game. And I think the next season, I do not know if we're going to see the same set of players or it's going to be a different story altogether. But for now, FC Goa, they were looking to head in with Maradona, but were denied the chance. But I think, Azim, you would also agree with this. It has been such an amazing run, even for us as well, casting all these players, seeing all those beautiful, magical moments. I'm really missing CA if we could have had him over here also.
Yeah, well, we do see, I did actually happen to chance upon CA doing his regular coaching stuff, but have a look at that with Ronaldinho. Bang! Clearly, I think the FC Goa boys are on a solo goal mission. We saw one attempted with Maradona, and there with Ronaldinho as well, taking the acclaim from the crowd. But of course, yes, it has been a massive journey for us over these last 4 months with the eISL, the inaugural eISL.
Yeah.
And of course, brought and made possible by a number of different factors. Of course, the support from the Hero ISL itself for esports. And of course, the biggest thing of all is that for the first time ever, we had the officially licensed Hero ISL teams within the FIFA game, and that's really what has stemmed to all this. And I think it's been a fantastic showcase for all the talent that we have in this country. And they've done themselves proud. I think every single player who's showed up there has really put on a great show for us. And of course, we are looking for a great show tomorrow. 7:30 p.m. is where you need to just plug into whatever device you want, television, mobile phone, any kind of screen. And of course, catch that Hero ISL final, Hyderabad FC going up against Kerala Blasters FC. It all ends tomorrow in terms of the Hero ISL and of course the eISL, which will be on Star Sports 3 at 11 p.m. immediately after that. So of course you can check it out on the Star Sports network, on Disney Plus, Hotstar and Jio TV as well. Now we see Chennaiyin FC getting forward, hoping to add a little bit more pain to FC Goa, but not quite.
Now this is getting so fearsome for Mumbai City FC over here, because now with every single game that they're watching, they're seeing that they're seeing that hunger from Chennaiyin FC to want to go out and win. And of course they have made it to the finals from the upper brackets, but now it really feels that the ball is in Chennaiyin FC's court, right? They're completely having control over their individual games. Those little mistakes that they used to make in the past have been well dealt with, and now with 1 day to go, I think Chennaiyin FC have always done their homework before they come in to play their games. I think they will have that time and space to try and head out and do something like that. But yeah, I think this time in the ISL also, with how it started their journey, Chennaiyin FC, especially Nodwin being ever so dominating, scoring majority of the goals, and we did see Saransh finally break his, break that little shell that was holding him off in those final few days, and started scoring some big goals, getting himself in the run for that MVP, and this could have gone in. Hits the crossbar, but still the chance alive, but deflected out for a corner. And 67 minutes into the game, it's a 2-1 scoreline. Of course, the gods are going to be looking for an equalizer, but this is all going to end if this goes in. This are making a save of his life now with Cancelo. They will be able to make this interception, still holding on to the possession. But like you said, for all these young guns over there, it's such an interesting prospect, right? You're on national television, you're coming up live. Your parents are definitely proud, and giving a chance for all the youngsters in FIFA, which does have a very niche audience. Finally, the people who really watch the Hero ISL are looking at this, and we're looking at a change. We're looking at a revolution that has been made in terms of eISL also coming on, adapting to how the world has been and their demands. And I think the second season, if it comes, it's going to be so exciting to watch all these players play. I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. Some new talents out there, showcasing their skills and potential. Because it's not just these players that have made it this far, right? All the other players also in the journey, they've had their special days. They've had those glorious wins, and they have been through each other, and even in those defeats. But there you go, typical Saransh Jain, just toying around the keeper, getting him no chance, and there you go, scoring what could be the final goal of the evening with 76 minutes gone past by FC Goa. I think they really lost their drive to fight for inside this game, and he's just pleased. This man is always happy now.
Yeah, Saransh finding form at just the right time, you'd have to say, for Chennaiyin FC. And it's going to be interesting. I think we're looking forward to tomorrow's match as well. I think for Mumbai City FC, a little bit of an advantage that they have is that today they've got to watch Chennaiyin FC play 2 really big game matches. Yeah. And I'm sure they're doing their homework right now. They're listening into this broadcast right now and trying to figure out just exactly what Chennaiyin FC have been doing, what has been making them tick, the kind of stuff that maybe FC Goa in the moment may not have been able to pick up on, but at a macro level, I'm sure these guys will have been paying attention. Ashwin, we do know the amount of attention he did. He plays a very tactically astute player, and we see Chennaiyin FC showing no mercy over here, looking for that fourth goal. It was 4-1 against SC East Bengal. They're looking to mirror that again. And having a bit of fun. I think all the players having a little bit of a laugh over there. Even the FC Goa boys managing to crack a little bit of a smile. Sombrero flicks, all the flicks and tricks on show over here. And, well, are we going to see a goal from Hakimi? That would be something. Nope. It's R9, and of course it's... I think maybe Saransh trying to show now that he knows how to use that R9 card as well. So, actually, he ends up giving the ball away. But we'll get it back, and that could be... 4-1, no, trying to sit down the keeper. It's like they're having a competition between themselves. Who can score the most spectacular goal?
thankfully none of these count for the race for MVP, right? Otherwise, they would be having a fight amongst themselves. You give me that final pass. But yeah, I think even for Chennai FC, they've got multiple competitions going on at the same time. Another one being netted in. Just when I was thinking maybe we've had enough for the evening, Chennai FC suddenly have seemed to have woken up. This is what I was talking about. They would be wanting to play the grand finals right here and right now, but that is for tomorrow. So book your date, ladies and gentlemen. You would want to subscribe to our channels, and yes, of course, this broadcast will be airing on Star Sports 3. So might not want to miss that one as well. But for now, almost those dying phases of the game, and it's a 4-1 scoreline. Chennai FC quite convincingly getting the win over here.
And that clearance out from Marquinhos signals the end of FC Goa's journey in the eISL. They will be taking third place. And of course, the winner will be decided tomorrow at 11 p.m. You can watch it, of course, on live streams on national television, on Star Sports 3, wherever you would like to. And you're going to be watching the two form teams, Chennaiyin FC, in the form of their lives at the moment, riding their luck occasionally. And of course, Mumbai City FC, who won that incredibly dramatic penalty shootout. And FC Goa got a second bite of the cherry, almost made it count. And there's still, I think once the weight of the pressure was lifted, we've seen V Sharma and Afnan really just calm down, chill out, go back to being themselves, because I think they're okay with it. I think managing expectations, they probably would have thought that Chennaiyin FC were the favourites with that. They came close, but I think they've done a good job.
And along with that, we did talk about it was their last performance that they were going to deliver on this stage.
Yep.
The lads definitely had a lot of fun from what it looked like. Trying to score goals by themselves, not an easy task, but hey, you can give it a try, right?
Yeah, of course, for the kind of a journey that they have, we pretty much had all the time in earth to discuss about their run so far. But it all came down to their individual matchups, right? Which on any other day they could have seen themselves through. And had they not doubted their potential, especially that V Sharma game, especially that first half matchup that he was having against Nodwin, right? It was such a cagey affair. Clearly shows that how vulnerable Nodwin can be at certain times, but also establishes this fact that if you do not capitalize when he's a little bit lagging off, then you're going to be punished heavily, and Nodwin has shown that to us today.
Exactly. A brilliant performance by Nodwin as far as individual brilliance is considered. But it is also going to be important for Chennaiyin FC to, again, start refocusing, because tomorrow there's a big game they have to play. The biggest of them all, the grand finals is going to happen in Mumbai City FC. They are waiting for it. You guys mentioned it as well. They had the opportunity to watch the lads from Chennai FC play two games that were very intense, very stretched out, and a lot of homework material available now.
Yeah, and we do keep seeing all these guys say, we didn't plan everything. Yeah. It was just all vibes. It was just this. But Ashwin is sitting in his room and writing notes in a notebook somewhere that he's filled 700 pages of over the last 4 months. We know Ashwin, don't lie. But
I'm
that's
sure you're watching this.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yes, just show a V to the camera if you're watching. Which is actually there's a camera which you don't know about. Anyway,
oh my God, that would be
that's gonna keep him distracted now the entire night.
Yeah, but it's just something for Ashwin to think about. But there you go. A bit of a dead rubber this match. Not really a representation of the skill of either team over here. I think FC Goa and Chennaiyin FC showing that they were very, very closely matched in this game.
Yeah.
Afnan taking it to penalties and losing out for the second time in a day, and V Sharma, of course, also coming so close, just not able to take his chances on the day.
Exactly, but it has been an exciting day, and we were talking about it when the first elimination match came around as well. It is going to be bittersweet. We do see Chennaiyin FC move on to the grand finals that are going to be played tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, but Goa FC, their journey is done. A very tough match, but a valiant effort. And again, it's not tough playing at this, not easy playing at this level. It's very tough indeed, because first of all, 22 of the best players in the country are present here, and the competition, even amongst them, keeps on getting tougher with every single match that you play. And that is the reason that every single game, ladies and gentlemen, we have a hero of the match, the player who has scored the most incredible goal in the game, and also a goal that sort of changed everything. And this time it is going to be Naveen. Total goal score 6.
Wow. I mean, he does not seem to stop at all, right?
Yeah.
Clearly, I was really thinking, I think Saransh would have walked off with the hero of the match over here, because he did have those penalty shootouts going in, 4 goals scored, and could have scored a couple more. But Naveen showcasing that he's not far behind, right? It's a personal competition now going on between these two gentlemen, and I think this could be perfect, right? Them winning the entire thing, heading on 1v1 against each other, deciding who gets that extra 4 lakh rupees. Now, this is something that the Machans have to dream for at this particular moment. But boy, oh boy, I've got to tell you this, it's not going to be easy, because in the past, in the first matchup of the playoffs, it was Mumbai City FC that defeated them, and it was Tikka who took Saransh for a joyride around. And tomorrow is a day where Chennaiyin FC would be looking to change things, but hey, it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, most certainly. I mean, it's going to be an absolute classic. Whatever happens, I'm really, really looking forward to tomorrow, because, as I said, these are literally, I think, the top 4 players form-wise that we have in the eISL, and it's going to be cracking to watch.
But another thing that's going to be super exciting to watch is the Terra Virtua super moment, ladies and gentlemen, of this game. And well, we are going to have a look at that right now. An impressive performance, first of all, from Naveen against V Sharma. And as Azim, you have been mentioning, today was just a good day, very good day for Naveen individually.
Yeah, I mean, after being under the cosh, like literally backs to the ropes from V Sharma, that incessant pressure for pretty much 40-45 minutes back to back, he finally found that one opportunity, that one loss of focus that V Sharma had, and he pounced on it. And literally, that was the moment that changed the course of this tie.
100%. I mean, this could be the tipping point, right? Undoubtedly, because after this, they'd see V Sharma being a little more vulnerable, being more susceptible, and that sort of led on to that second goal also being scored, completely destroying him over there. And at that certain point, he kind of lost the urge to battle it out, because not a lot of time was remaining.
Exactly, and it was definitely an exciting collision, but I think the teams again, especially Chennaiyin FC, they need to reset themselves, because now eyes on the prize. As ladies and gentlemen, when we have a look at the brackets, it is there, right there.
A rematch.
The grand finals, a rematch, a story of revenge between Mumbai City FC and Chennaiyin FC, the team that handed to them the first loss in the playoffs. And Chennaiyin FC, they are in front of them again.
You know, if we turn back a few pages, right, I think what we would be wanting to see is an absolute same lineup to go up against. I would want to see, the matchups coming out there. Ashwin going up against Naveen, right? If you clearly remember that last matchup, Naveen almost lost a dying chance. He had a possible chance to go and score, and then came in that rude hullet sucker punch from Ashwin's side. So he's got a lot to prove. He's got a lot to change, and I think that's going to happen tomorrow.
Exactly. I mean, no matter what happens tomorrow, these lads have definitely put up an incredible run, not just talking about today, but throughout the entire eISL. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, joining us for an interview, it is going to be Naveen from Chennaiyin FC. And, well, Naveen, once again, congratulations on the win. What a brilliant game. And I know you lads must be tired, so I'm not going to take much of your time. I'm just going to straight away ask the analyst and the casters, what questions do they have?
All right. The first one, of course, has to be, how did you cope up with that press from V Sharma in the first half? And how did you change things in the second half?
The press from Vansh was like next level. I wasn't able to do anything. Like Saransh told me after the first half, like you're not holding the ball. I literally told him I'm not able to hold the ball. He's playing so well, but it's like one half he plays well and the other half, because he's already down, I feel like, because Afnan has lost the game and they have lost the game today. So I thought like maybe I'll get one chance. I just need to be patient for that. And after 45 minutes, I had the ball, so I knew I was going to like create a chance. All I needed was to score, and after that, I know I was confident. Like I won't let him score. So
yeah. No, but we're clearly seeing you using, or shall we say abusing, that new R9 card, because we've not seen anybody do the kind of things that you are. So what are you loving so much about that card?
I have no idea because what I felt was with Prime R9, I wasn't taking the chances. Maybe he would have scored those as well. So now I'm like, okay, whatever it is, half chance or like no chance, let me take it. So and like one of my friend Nav the Hunter, like he told me to like right before the game take shots. That's the only thing missing in your game. So why not? Like even I've analyzed my games and I like took those chances.
You know what, Naveen? This is where I'm gonna create a little bit of a rift between you and Saransh, right? Saransh took it to penalties. He managed to score those 4 goals. Now you both are tied up for that MVP battle. What do you have to say about it?
No, I asked the admins the penalty goals don't count, so I was very
Oh.
sure about that. So
Plot
there's
twist.
been a mistake, so they'll rectify it. Yeah. So the
Awesome.
penalty goals don't count.
So I think if we can have
Much better
fixes once again on the camera for Naveen, I think Naveen needs to focus, eyes on the prize.
Yeah.
Yeah, eyes on the prize right there, the glass.
No, not the trophy, not the trophy. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, the trophy is right here, but
Just one game away.
it's one game away for you tomorrow. We're going to be discussing about this tomorrow. MVP, I think, is something
Sure,
that
sure.
I would love to see you take it. I definitely am eyeing those classes myself. Fixes you better on. But yes, Naveen, thank you so much for joining us for this interview. It's always a pleasure talking
Thanks
to
a
you.
lot, guys.
Congratulations on this win and best of luck for tomorrow's grand final to you and Saransh.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Good night, buddy.
I think we need to redefine MVP as most visual paraphernalia.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what it needs to be right now.
Well, I mean, we can do that maybe next time. But for now, I mean,
Yeah.
tomorrow it's definitely going to be very intense because all jokes aside, I mean, there's a lot of money on the line. If you win tomorrow's matchup, 15 lakh rupees, and also, as Fixtures mentioned, the first ever winners of the eISL.
Let that sink in.
Let that sink in, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also going to be interesting to see now what that top four looks like with the new
Updated, yeah.
updated
Oh, yeah.
goal scoring charts. We're going to get to see it, I believe. Yeah. Ooh, Naveen still leading by
goals.
3 goals.
By
Three
three
goals.
Yeah. Saransh.
Ooh.
So it's going to be so difficult for Saransh Jain at this point because he's just got that one match to play tomorrow, and he's got to make sure that he scores more goals. At least he's got to score 4 and
Yeah.
make sure that his teammate does not score any. Now this is such a conflict of interest that Saransh finds himself into. But I'm clearly sure that he's looking at the bigger picture. Now he would want his team and himself to be getting down, being the ones who are going to be having the hands on the trophy, and we can talk about the spectacles a lot later.
I mean, but we've asked these lads quite a lot, right? I don't think they've been thinking about the MVP right now. It's just like one game at a time. That's what
4
they
lakh
like
rupees,
to do.
Johnny,
Yeah.
and a personalized NFT, and you're saying that I'm not gonna take
I've
it.
had conversations with them about what is going to happen after they lift the trophy as well. They still say the same thing. It's one game at a time. But I mean, that is just the players with their winning mentality, ladies and gentlemen, which I mean, we definitely love and adore. I'm pretty sure you guys too. So if you want to support your favorite club or your favorite team, you can get their NFTs from our digital partners, Terra Virtua, ladies and gentlemen, who have a lot of beautiful things available for you. And some of those are going to be visible to you right now on your screens. So once again, what an amazing day it has been. A lot of action took place. 3 intense matches, but we do have our grand finalists for tomorrow. Mumbai City FC versus Chennaiyin FC, ladies and gentlemen, will be starting at 11 p.m. right after the Hero ISL grand finals as well. So action-packed Sunday. And as Azim mentioned earlier, get your popcorns ready. Make sure your calendar is already empty. You have all the time available to enjoy all this action. And well, our day today does come to an end. Azim, Fixtures, thank you so much for joining us on this desk. We'll be back here again tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. You guys as well, thank you so much for tuning in. This is the eISL powered by Coca-Cola with associate sponsors Hero, esports partner Nodwin Gaming, platform partner PlayStation, and digital collectible partner Terra Virtua. And again, this is the desk signing out for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until tomorrow, take care. Bye-bye.